Hey guys, Krabs here. We're going to be doing turn 5 for Austro-Hungary and France in Operation Growing Storm. So for Austro-Hungary's tech roll, we're going to go for infantry stage 1. That's a hit, so we get defense in depth, a bit easier to hold our trench lines. It's going to be needed considering the Russian horde on our doorstep. Our buy is going to be 4 early infantry and a diplomacy roll for Bulgaria, so 13 total. And we'll go ahead and just roll diplomacy over here. Looking for a 1 to 3. That's the opposite of what I need. So for combat, Austria-Hungary is going to declare war on Russia and Italy. So that puts Russia at war with Austria-Hungary. And for combat moves, this cav is going to move 1-2 down to Serbia with these guys from West Hungary and this guy from Bosnia. This fighter is going to move 2 and have 1 movement left over. Seaplane is going to move 1-2 to go on map. Try and hit one of the Italian coastal subs. And then we're going to take 2 guys and drop 2 guys down in Mezzogiorno off this transport. And since we're dropping 2 guys off, we'll bombard with a dreadnought and a pre-dreadnought and see what happens. So get our seaplane roll out of the way. Hits on a 3. That's a miss. We've got 2 bombards at 2. Double miss. And then we've got 2 infantry hitting on a 1. Miss. Militia fighting back at a 2. Miss. 2 infantry at a 1. Double miss. Militia at 2. Miss. Infantry at a 1. And there's the hit we need. Okay. And the militia firing back missed. So Austria-Hungary takes Mezzogiorno from Italy. So that's gonna bump us up 1 income and drop them down 1. So now for Serbia. So Russia does not have defense in depth, so they need 6 infantry to have a trench line, so they don't have one right now. Since Serbia's mountains, that mountain infantry is going to get a +1. And since there's no trench line and it's summer, we can, we're not restricted to 1 round of combat, so we can have up to 3. So we'll get our first strikes out of the way. Artillery at 2 for me. In the mountains is a miss. Artillery for Russia is a miss. We've got 6 guys at 1. There's 1 hit. And then we've got an early fighter at 3. And just 1 hit total. He's got his infantry to fire back. There's all misses. Oof. I like to see that. Okay, so there's round 1. Why did I take 1 off that? He didn't get hit. So 6 ones again. There's all misses. A 2. And a 3. And that's all misses for me that round. He gets to fire back. All misses again. Oh, okay, I'm getting lucky. I need to capitalize on that. Let's do round 3. There's 1, 2 more hits and misses on those, so we killed 2 more things. I imagine he'll just lose 2 infantry. Gets to fire back with them. And there's one hit on his, so I'll lose cav. So that was 3 rounds, so these guys are forced to retreat. They'll just retreat to East Hungary. My early fighter, with his 1 movement left, is going to fly to West Hungary. And then a mountain and an artillery, I imagine, are what he would have kept in Serbia. So that is all the combat for Austro-Hungary. Let's do some non-coms. These 2 guys are going to move over to Galicia. We'll just add him to there, and then we'll place our new units. So 4 guys, 1 to Galicia, 1 to Bosnia, 1 to West Hungary, and 1 is going to come down to East Hungary. So he'll combine with them, makes that 4 underneath. There we go. These 2 guys will get added underneath to make that 3. And that should be it for them, so we'll collect income. So we're at 13 now, plus 1 for trade with Bulgaria, so 14 in the bank for them. And we'll go ahead and get into the French turn. So the French are going to roll their 2 tech rolls. We're going to roll for infantry and engineering. And that's, I believe, a double hit. Infantry and, yep. So since we got up to stage 3 engineering, we get an additional tech roll, and that is able to be rolled automatically. We also got defense in depth, so our trench lines are easier to hold. And then our free tech, what are we going to roll? We'll do armor. And can't win them all, but it was free, so not going to complain about that. Our buys this turn, we're going to spend 2 for another poison gas. We're going to spend 2 on diplomacy for Spain and Romania. Going to spend 3 for an airfield. We're starting that in Paris, and then we're finishing a major factory in southern France for 6. Now that I'm thinking about this, I actually think I want to change this up a little bit. That math should still be the same. Trench fighter for 2, engineer and naval infantry for 6. So 4, 10, 18, 21. So 21 total. I still have not been able to get this calculator to work, so that's always showing a weird number. That can go away. That's in production. And our diplomacy rolls, so we'll go ahead and just roll this over here. Left will be for Spain, right will be for Romania. Double miss. Can't win on them all. And let's get into combat. So the French are going to declare war on Russia and Italy as well, following their Austro-Hungarian allies. That puts Russia at war with us. And what we're going to do is this coastal sub will go raid the Italians, try and knock that 1 buck off their bank. The seaplane is going to come out on map with the Austro-Hungarians trying to hit some coastal subs. And then some cav is going to go 1-2 and link up with the French army that's also moving into the northern Italy to hit the 108th. There they are. And then this fighter is going to move 1-2 and do the same thing. And then these 2 cav will just move to this stack underneath, so those 2 will make that 5 underneath. So where's the defenders? They're there. So I'm going to be using poison gas in this attack, and since I'm the first one in the game to do this, I get the bonus of I eliminate the defender first strike ability the first time it's used in the game, so they won't get the fortification first strikes or the artillery first strikes since I'm the first one to use it, and the normal base ability for getting +1 to artillery attacks with poison gas. So on 1 round of combat, that is, but it'll be 1 round since they have such a dense trench line. And then it's a mountain border, so all my land units are -1, but with the +1 for my artillery, that negates heavy artillery can add 1 to any infantry class. I believe that would still put this guy at 0 because, or at 1 because he's getting +1 for that, but -1 for the mountain border. Now that I think about that. So trench fighters will get first strike against their trench line. I've got 8 early artillery and a heavy. So our trench fighters at 1. Miss. Got 8 early artillery at 3. There's 1 hit. And our heavy artillery also hits. So 2 first strikes. I imagine he'll lose the cav. And probably an artillery just because they don't defend as well. And his artillery get boosted so much by, or his infantry get boosted so much by the fort. So now we got 4, 6 is 10, +7 is 17. There's 17 ones. We've got 1, 2 hits on our ones. Our early bombers get to roll 2d2 at, or 2d12 at 2. That's 1 hit, so 3 hits total. And then our 2 early fighters at 3. And a whole lot of nothing, so 3 hits total. I imagine he'll probably lose 3 artillery. But there's 4 there right now. 2 at 4, 9, 11 at 5. 4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits total. we will lose 6 cav and an infantry, so that'll be 5. And his trench line held, so he gets to stay up there and hide out in the mountains. All of my guys are going to retreat back to southern France. I'll put them all back on the army thing post-production. I won't waste y'all's time doing that now. Okay. Believe that should be it for combat. So our non-combat, 2 coastal subs, gonna move down. Transport from this major port is gonna strategic naval move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and end in port in this major shipyard. This cruiser, actually, this pre-dreadnought, what are their values? Defend on 6, defend on 5, okay. This pre-dreadnought is going to come on escort duty. And then the rest of the fleet is going to move up to M3. And then these 2 artillery are going to walk down, join the French army. Out of these 7 guys, I'll have 3 walk down, so that makes that 4 underneath. 3 are going to walk down and link up with the French army as well. So there's that. So 3 guys total walk down. We'll have 1 guy rail down to southern France. Makes that 3. Guy in northern Algeria is going to walk to southern Algeria, and then we'll rail a guy from Morocco to Tunisia. And I believe that will be all of my non-combat movement for the French. So we'll go ahead and collect our income of 21 and no bonuses, so just a flat 21. And that will be Austro-Hungary and France turn 5, and we'll go ahead and hand it over to Russia.